Hi guys and girls, this is my video on sketching the vertex form. In this video, you'll learn how to see the vertex form of the equation and sketch the graph that matches it. I'm going to do examples A, D, and E. What I'd like you to do is have a go at them first. If you get them right, awesome. Okay, if not, then you can watch the video and see a worked example. But if you'd like to pause it and have a go now or between questions, that's probably the ideal way to get the most out of your time spent watching the video. Okay, so let's get started on 3A. Okay, this is also in the textbook online so that you can do the remaining examples and get answers for them. Okay, so let's get started for real. In the vertex form, the first thing you can do is plot the vertex. And the vertex form pretty much tells you this. The -4 is your x value for the vertex. So you just draw a Cartesian plane and you've got an x coordinate of -4. Then you've got a y coordinate of 2. Okay, so in the first example, the x coordinate comes from the -4, and sorry, I made a mistake already. The minus is a plus. In this form, when you've got a minus in front of it, it's actually a plus. So the -4 tells you that the vertex is +4, okay? And that's because when y is 0, you've got that squared part equaling 0 when x is 4. Okay, x needs to be 4 because 4 minus 4 is 0. Okay, so 4 across, 2 up, our y value, and we get a point there. Okay, that's not enough to sketch the parabola though. We also need to find the y-intercept and the x-intercepts if it's got any. Okay, this one I don't think will, because it's a positive parabola and it's heading up, so I don't think it's going to cross the x-line. Okay, so let's find our y value. What we do is we expand that, and I'm going to do that down here. So we've got y equals x outside of, x minus 4 squared plus 2. That expands to x squared minus 8x plus 16. 16 plus 2 is 8. Sorry, I've got the other 2. Notice that this 2 here isn't part of the expansion, so I just added on the end. Okay, some people make that mistake. It's a common mistake. I've made that mistake. Don't make that mistake. The 2 is not part of the expansion. It's just tacked on the end, which gives us x squared minus 8x plus 18. The positive 18 is our y-intercept, because when x is 0, you end up with 0 squared minus 8 times 0 plus 18. The only thing that carries through is the 18. So we go to our board and we go 18. And that point that our vertex is was 4, 2. Okay, and we also know that the point 8, 18 is also a point, because 8, 18 is the mirror image of that. Okay, because this is already 4 across, so another 4 across is 8, and then 18 up has to be 18 up as well. So we just draw a line and we're done. Okay, key points from that are that number 1, you'd recognise that the 4 and the 2 come from the vertex form. The 4 in the brackets, sorry, the minus 4 in the brackets means positive 4 across, and the positive 2 at the end means 2 up. Okay, so as promised, I have a sketch from the equation. What I'm going to do is rub this out and then have a go at at D. I'd like you to try D and then see if your working matches mine. Okay, that way you're sort of ahead of the game, and if you make some mistakes or get stuck, you'll see an answer to it. Okay, so with D, we've got a x-intercept of, we've got an x value for our vertex of, and sorry, I spelled vertex wrong. Somebody would have noticed that and been very cranky. Okay, so with this in vertex form, you've got positive 1. Okay, and it's positive because x, when x is 1, 1 minus 1 gives you 0. Okay, y is 0, and when x equals 1, 1 minus 1 is 0. So even though it looks like minus 1, it's going to be plus 1. Okay, so we've got the point of 1 across in the positive direction and 1 down because we've got a minus 1 tacked on the end. Okay, so this is the point 1 comma negative 1. Okay, and I just did the colors because hopefully you can match where they come from in the equation a bit easier. Okay, then I've got to find my intercepts. To do that, I need to expand it. Okay, so I go x squared. I'm just expanding this, and then I'm going to add 1 on the end. X squared minus 1 expanded is x squared minus 2x plus 1, because 1 times 1 is 1, minus 1. Okay, now plus 1 and minus 1 cancel. So I end up with x squared minus 2x. Okay, now this I can factorize and find x-intercepts. Okay, so I'm going to do that to find my x-intercepts. Notice that this is just the expanded and simplified and gone through the process version of my D equation. So they're the same. Okay, this just tells me a different piece of information than the vertex. Okay, so I distribute the x and I get x outside of x minus 2x. Okay. Oh, I get x outside of x minus 2. Sorry. Now, when x is 0, when y is 0, I'm finding my x-intercepts. Okay, when y is 0, I'm finding my x-intercepts. So what I do is y is 0 equals x outside of x minus 2. Okay, so x equals 0 because 0 times something is 0, or plus 2 because when these brackets, this bracket is x is 2, this bracket is 0. Okay, I know the minus 2 can be confusing, but when x is 2, that bracket's 0. Okay, so we can draw our points on the line at 0 and 2, and notice that they're on either side of the 1. So we're still good. Okay. It also gives me my y-intercept because 0, 0 is also the y-intercept. So I'm just going to draw the line. And label my second intercept, which is 0, 2, and put brackets around it. Okay, and we're done. Notice again, we've got a sketch that matches the equation. I had to fiddle with the equation to make the numbers easier to see, but that's sketching the equation from the line. Okay, E is going to be a little bit tricky because it's got the added element of a dilation factor. But again, I'm going to rub this off, pause the video, have a go at E. Okay, pause it, have a go, make the mistakes. If you get stuck, watch the rest of the video. But you having a crack is going to help you learn this a lot faster. So I'm going to have a go at E, which is 2 outside of x plus 5 squared minus 9. Okay, let's get started. So with this, for the first thing I'm going to do is just read off the vertex form, which is -5, because that's plus 5 in the brackets, and -9, because that's -9 on the outside. So I'm just going to draw the point, -5, 9. -9, sorry. Okay, so now I'm going to expand to find intercepts. Okay, so this is where the dilation factor comes in. This too makes the graph narrower, so it's going to change my intercepts. Okay, it means it's moving up twice as fast as normal, which is going to make it thinner, so it's going to change my intercepts. Okay, so just expand that, and I'll do it in a few steps to get used to it. X plus 5 squared is x squared plus 10x plus 25 minus 9. Okay. Oh, and I forgot to put the 2 outside the brackets. Okay, and this is important. The 2 distributes only to the brackets. So in my next iteration, it's y equals 2x squared, 2 times x squared, plus 20x plus 20, I was going to say 25, but no, 2 times 25 is 50. Okay, then take 9, which gives you y equals 2x squared plus 20 plus 41. Okay. Now, 41 is a prime number with no factors. I could put this through the quadratic formula, but we haven't shown you that. So all the things at this point are just going to be whole numbers. So for this one, I'll put a little x there because I forgot. So for this one, you've got the y-intercept of 41. So you can just go 41. Okay. And then draw your graph. Okay, you don't need the x-intercepts. If you want to sort of go ahead and use the quadratic formula and find out that it's the square root of something strange, then that is awesome. Okay, but that's not something we need to do. For this one, the x-intercepts are good enough. Okay, hopefully you understand that process. Go through it with the rest of them. Okay, if you get stuck, but you've understood these ones, then it's most likely to be a case of just, I've put a minus in the wrong thing, or I've expanded properly, or I've done some mistake with my algebra. So have a look for those. But otherwise, this should be pretty sort of formulaic. Hopefully that was helpful. I will see you later. Bye.